Part 1. The Man in the Crops. It was the night I was the designated driver for my friends after a party. My passengers were Michael, Eddie, and Daniela. Living out in the country meant any trip to bars or parties required long drives, so having a sober driver was a big deal. We were heading home down Route 513, a pitch-black, unlit highway lined with stretches of forest and the occasional lonely house. The road led back to town, but this story takes place on the way home. Daniela started to cry, slurring that she had to pee badly. I told her to wait, but not gonna lie, I needed to go too. Her drunken whining quickly turned to screaming, so I gave in and pulled over to the side of the road. Daniela stumbled out first, disappearing into the crops on one side. I went to the opposite side, a little into the woods, because I can't pee with an audience. I finished quickly and got back to the car. Inside, Eddie and Michael were drunkenly singing along to the blaring radio while I sat in silence, impatient. Neither of them noticed that Daniela had been gone for 5 minutes. I decided to get out and call her name. Michael had the stronger voice, so he yelled too. Still no answer. A bad feeling crept in. I didn't want to go into those crops, but she was my friend, and I was the only sober one. I forced Michael to come with me. Eddie stayed behind in the car, too far gone to help. We grabbed the flashlight from my glove box and pushed through the thick, overgrown stalks, heading straight away from the car. Michael was laughing, calling her name like it was some kind of joke, but I just wanted to find her and leave. Then, through the sound of our footsteps and his laughter, I heard something else, footsteps nearby. I stopped, throwing an arm across Michael's chest. Now only the night breeze moved the crops. "What is it?" he whispered. "Sure," I hissed. Michael called her name again. I joined in, thinking maybe she was trying to scare us. But every time we called, the footsteps stopped. We walked deeper until we reached a narrow clearing, a path between the crops, just wide enough for 2 people. I aimed a flashlight left, then right. 3 heavy footsteps sounded ahead. Crops rustled. Someone stepped into view. At first, my light caught only their legs. I assumed it was Michael at first. But no, it was a man I'd never seen before. His face was shadowed, but his presence radiated hostility. I ran. I don't even remember screaming, just running. Somehow it only took seconds to burst out onto the roadside again. Eddie was passed out in the car, oblivious. I leaned on the horn, honking over and over, praying Michael and Daniela would come out. Finally, Michael emerged, dragging Daniela's limp body. She was out cold, a deep gash cut across her forehead, like she'd been struck with something heavy. Michael was sobering up fast. "We have to go. Now. Hospital." I helped him lift her into the car and floored it. The hospital was 10 minutes away, and the drive was pure panic. Later, after she was treated, Michael explained to the nurses, not me, that he'd seen a man dragging Daniela's unconscious body into the crops before noticing Michael and fleeing deeper inside. Daniela woke up after being stitched, but had no memory of anything past arriving at the party. That night on Route 513 still haunts me. Part 2. The fake checkpoint. 12:17. That green glow from my dashboard clock is burned into my memory. I was driving home from my night shift at the pharmacy, taking the empty highway. At that hour, the road is dangerous. No lights, no other cars, and deer often crossing unseen until it's too late. I drove slow, 50 miles per hour max. The road curved. Ahead, reflective lights appeared, a row of traffic cones, a flashing blue light, and what looked like a safety vest. Confused, I didn't even think to brake until I was almost on top of it. My tires screeched as the car halted. A man wearing the vest waved his arms and walked toward me. As he got closer, I saw a police uniform under the vest. He knocked on my window with the knuckle of his finger. I rolled it down. He was young, maybe 25, black, 6 feet tall, skinny with stubble and a small earring in his left ear. His voice was low, not at all commanding for an officer. "License and registration, please." I hesitated. Did I do something wrong? I wasn't speeding. He paused, looking slightly away before replying. "Sir, this is a sobriety checkpoint." I frowned. "Why do you need my ID if you haven't even tested me yet?" He leaned back and asked me to step out for the test. I obeyed, stepping out of the car. He towered over me. Pulling a roll of tape from his vest pocket, He stretched it across the ground about 15 feet. Walk this line, arms out. I did it easily. He stayed uncomfortably close behind me. At the end of the tape, I glanced back toward the flashing blue light. It wasn't on top of a police car. It was sitting on an old sedan. Can I see your badge? I asked. He just stared at me blankly. My heart sank. This man wasn't a cop. He mumbled something and turned to his car. I'll go get it 1 second. He bent into his car, reaching for something. Instinct took over. I ran back to my car, jumped inside, and started it. He looked up, raised a gun, and aimed. I floored it, the car leaping forward, smashing through the traffic cones. Headlights behind me flicked on, his car. But I was already going over 60. I took the next exit, cut my lights, and drove the rest of the way home in darkness. I only wish I'd had a dash cam. It would have been on the news. Part 3, the clapping in the woods. I was driving from Maine to upstate New York to spend the week with family. Left after work around 5:30 p.m., so I didn't expect to arrive until past 1 a.m. The night was hot, so I had to top off my Jeep Wrangler. Somewhere in Vermont, well past midnight, the gas light flicked on. The gauge was broken, so I had no idea how much fuel was left. My brother swore he'd filled it the day before. Obviously, he hadn't. I saw a blue highway sign for a gas station at the next exit. Turned off onto a desolate road. But before I could reach anything, the car sputtered, jerked, and died. Out of gas. I called AAA. They said a truck would arrive in about 20 minutes. Annoyed but relieved, I waited. It was dead silent. No traffic, no passing cars. Just crickets and night creatures. Then I heard footsteps in the woods. Heavy. Probably a deer. Or a bear. This was bear country. I moved to the passenger side, closer to the woods, hoping to glimpse an animal. 2 sharp claps, like someone clapping their hands. Then 3. I called out. Maybe it was some weird hiker or prankster. Silence. I got back in the car. More footsteps. Closer now. Then I saw it. A head peeking from behind a tree. Its eyes looked lifeless. I couldn't even tell if it was looking at me. My brain froze. No scream, no movement, just staring. I cranked the windows up, locked the doors, turned off the headlights. But with the top off, I was still completely exposed. I ducked below the dashboard, praying not to hear footsteps again. Then, the sound of someone grabbing the car door handle. I held my breath, waiting for pounding on the glass, waiting for a hand to reach inside and unlock it. A hand grabbed the back of my shirt. Hard. I lost it. Screamed. The grip released as light filled the area. Headlights. An engine. AAA had arrived. I bolted out, nearly crying to the big man who stepped from the truck. Something about his calm presence steadied me as he filled my tank. But the memory didn't leave. That lifeless head behind the tree is burned into my mind forever.